What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your very first time joining me. My name is Jessica. My mother's was a makeup lover, of course. What's up? Welcome back. So, I actually haven't filmed in the past 2 weeks. I'll get into the story time while I'm doing my makeup. I don't want to have to repeat myself 100 times. You guys will get the gist the first time I say it. But essentially, my basement flooded. So I've been dealing with that. Like I said, I'll give you guys the full little story time and everything, but I actually haven't sat down to film in 2 weeks, and I don't know if you could tell, new setup, because shit's a mess. My house, it's a whole thing, guys. It was a whole thing. But I'm back, and so I actually wanted to, somebody wanted to see purple with teal, and it actually inspired me. I went back onto my Instagram, and I looked up an old look that I had did, which I will insert now. This is definitely not giving the same vibes, but very similar vibes. So I kind of wanted to just do that kind of style with current products. I do have a few new goodies that I'm going to be trying in today's video, so definitely make sure that you stay tuned for that. Also, what do we think of my lips? Can you tell a difference? Because I did something different. I didn't film it, but let me know if you notice a difference, and I'll let you guys know in my next video what I did. So yeah, playing with a bunch of new goodies, tutorial, eyes, face, story time. So I really do hope that you guys enjoyed. Definitely don't forget to stay tuned until the very end of the video, so that way you guys can get an up close of my makeup, so that way you can see the true beauty of the blend. And without further ado, we're gonna jump right on in. I was gonna say roll the clip. Girl, getting ahead of yourself. Getting ahead of yourself. So today I'm going to be taking the Blend Bunny Blends palette. So she looks like this, and I'm going for like purples and teals today. I'm actually going to start by taking the purple shade Bewitched. And I'm going to take this on just a doe color brush. Okay, so starting with the purple, I'm just going to pack this in my crease. So I'm just going to tap this down first and then soften the edges a bit. So now I'm going to start blending the edges out. This is the first time that I've actually even picked up my makeup brushes in 2 weeks. And for some reason I'm feeling very anxious. I was thinking of going directly into the teals, but I actually think I do want to add more of like a purpley tone. So next I'm going to take the shade Signs, and I'm just going to take it on the same brush. And I'm not going to take nearly as much. I'm just really going to like start blending the edges out, because this kind of looks like a blue purple. So I want to make sure that it is leaning more purple, because I'm going to be putting blues into this look. So I want to make sure that the purple is really standing out. Just like that. Do you already see the difference of like how much more purple this one is than this one? Now I'm going to take the shade 32, which is the perfect teal shade. And I'm actually going to take this on a little P. Louise brush. This is the 117 brush. So the reason why I wanted to go for this one is because I didn't want to get too crazy, but I really wanted to I didn't want to get too crazy with the blending, so this is going to kind of help me keep more precise about where I'm placing the product, but at the same time it's going to be blending it out, if that makes sense. Just the way that this brush is set up, where it flares at the end, but it's still really small, but it's not too small to where it's flimsy, and it's going to take you all day to lay your color down, you know? So I'm just going to go right over the edge of that second purple shade. Start working this in. So I wanted to like make like a teal shade, so I'm thinking that I'm just going to take these two top shades mixed. So we have Inside Jokes and Bubble Bath. So I mainly want the more greeny one, but I'm going to dip into Bubble Bath first. I'll show you. So I'll dip into Bubble Bath first, and then I'll dip into Inside Joke, tap, and then blend. And I feel like that will make it like a really good mixture. There's just something about Blend Bunny Cosmetics tones that do it for me, let me tell you. So I'm just taking this on a fluffy dough color brush. Oh, that was way more blue. Okay. So now I'm going to take the shade Bewitched and Signs, the 2 purple shades I used. I'm going to just mix those straight together. And I'm just going to go right over all of my colors and really start to perfect that blend. I feel like the main shade that always gets lost in the blending process is always the mid shade. Because that makes sense, doesn't it? I think that's fine for now. Because, of course, after doing face makeup, I'll be able to smoke it out just a little bit more. I don't know. I'll do my eyebrow way shorter next time. Because I feel like that took a lot of my eye space away. Let's see. Alright, so I just went ahead and I cleaned off my cut crease. So since I'm kind of out of practice, I wanted to do my white liner before I lay down my base and stuff like that. And then if I go over the white liner, I can always touch it up because I already have my base. You know what I mean? So this is the Made by Mitchell Graphing Liner in the shade Milk. And I'm just going to do a line. So it's not the most perfect line, and that is totally okay. What I really like about these is that they're, well, you know, if you're going to be out in the rain, I wouldn't recommend these because the rain will probably wash them away, but they are like essentially water activated liners, just already activated. So you could skip the step of activating them. So I usually just take a wet Q-tip and just perfect that line. Okay, so now that the liner's on, I'm just going to take some more of my regular base and give these shimmers a little something, something to stick to, you know? Okay, so now that the base is laid down, I'm going to take, excuse me, I'm going to take more of the shade Bewitched and Signs, which is just the 2 purples. That's pretty good. So now I'm going to be taking the Unearthly Cosmetics Don't Be Jelly. This is the 9-pan multi-chrome duochrome palette. You could use my code 381makeup if you do want a discount off of the price of this. But these are really pretty, and I'm kind of stuck for sure. So I know this one shifts from like a purple to blue, but it's a little bit of a different tone than this one. And these ones are more teal, so I'm like, I don't know. This one's like just purple. No, this one's like purple pink. There's a lot going on in this little palette. So I'm like, I don't know, girl. I'm going to start by taking DBJ9, Don't Be Jelly 9, which is a deep purple to blue. I'm going to put that right on the edge. And then I also want to take DBJ4, which is purple to teal. I think it just looks teal on camera, but there's flecks of purple in this one. It's looking pretty stark teal from my viewfinder. I'll just put this right in the center. And then I'll go over that liner. But I like it. Okay, so now that the eyes are done, I just went ahead and I touched up the white liner a little bit. Like I said too, I am going to blow this out more. Let's go ahead and move on to face makeup. Okay, so I actually did receive a few... Yeah, I received a few things in PR while I was out of commission. So one of the things I'm going to use today, this is the Balm Cosmetics X Model Roz collab. Okay, so just a quick little side note. So the Balm Cosmetic actually did send me 2 of these PR packages on accident. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway. This is going to include the full PR package from this launch. So all you have to do to enter is, of course, be in the USA, and then just go ahead and make sure that you are subscribed and you like the video, and then just leave a comment down below saying that you would like to enter the giveaway. And that giveaway is going to be ending sometime next week. So make sure that you enter. Now, I didn't know who Roz was, but I follow her now, and like, she's so pretty, like, girl. This did come with the face palette, the powder trio, 2 blushes and a bronzer, as well as 3 liquid lipsticks. These kind of look like all of the other ones that they have, but I honestly don't know. So this just says, so it came with, so it did come with a little card with like all the products on it. It also came with a little card signed by Miss Roz here, so I'll put those where I keep all of my other little cards. But this says, the Balm Voyage. With over 14 million followers on Instagram and TikTok collectively, Model Roz works with our team to develop Tropics, a cheeky trio for a sun-kissed glow, Gold Coast, a vibrant face palette, and Vacate, a special edition Meet Matte Hues lip trio. Yeah, so I wanted to use some of these today. So let's start with the bronzer and blush trio. So it does come in a little card, and of course their packaging is recyclable. When you're done with it, you just pop the pans out, and then you could recycle the box. So I really like that. So this says the Balm Voyage Tropics, and this is what it looks like. I'm unsure if this might be too dark for me, but these blushes are definitely gorgeous. And this one has a little bit of shimmer into it, so pretty standard Balm Cosmetics products, I would say. And then this is the face palette. It also comes with a little slip. Same thing. You could recycle it. And this says Gold Coast, clean beauty and green packaging. So it does have a blush, highlighter, and then you have, you know, your 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. I think that's a very, like, nice amount of mattes and shimmers. You're going to get the, like, same simplistic, basic eyeshadow look every time, but you could definitely add some pops of color in there, so that's really nice. And then also, too, if you didn't want to use this as a light shade, you could definitely use, like, the blush. It's like a blending shade, so that's really nice. And then when we get to the lips, I'm thinking I'm going to lean towards this nude one if it matches. But we'll swatch these at the end if you guys are curious about the lip products. But I would say that these are very, like, standard, like I said. So let's pull these out. Charismatic, adventurous, and persistent. I have this one by the Balm. Oh, it's definitely more bright red. And this one's shade Loyal. So these are all the lips. The Balm Cosmetic leans very red in all of their tones that they do. So these are the 3 special edition ones, but I also do have that one bright red. We'll check those out as well. So I did already prime my skin, my typical primers. And then I did purchase this Catrice Cosmetic True Skin Foundation. I've heard so many good reviews about this, so I'm really excited. I got Neutral Ivory. Literally, I haven't used this at all. Let's do 2 pumps. This does Hydrating Foundation, long wear. It doesn't really matte finish. Okay, medium to high coverage. Okay, it does say. Let's find out, actually. This is a good shade because I did tan this summer, so that's actually, like, not bad. So we'll just... very, like, silky. It feels like the consistency of it. Oh. Wow. Okay. Wow. That blended out like... Wow. So happy that I picked this up. Let's see how it wears. But so far, that's really pretty. I don't know if you guys could just see how beautifully that's sitting on my skin. Okay, so for cream contour, of course, we're doing Too Faced Shade Golden. Alright, so I just tapped my bronzer in. I feel like nobody can just watch me use my Too Faced Shade Golden for the, like, 50th time this year, you know? For concealer, I want to take the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is the matte one. I'll give you guys a little story time while we're doing the makeup. I'm also going to be taking the Made by Mitchell Blursh in the shade Sweet Cheeks when I'm done. So, I know that I wasn't, like, gone that long. I didn't film for, like, 2 weeks because... So, here in Denver, we had a pretty bad, like, flash flood. I say that it's like a flash flood because it literally, the whole streets, the gutters and everything were literally fucking flooded. So I went and I took my husband and my kids to go get some froyo. Literally the clouds, I told him, like, it literally looks like nighttime over there. Like, the clouds were so dark. So we get our ice cream, and it actually started raining right when we were leaving. We started driving home, and literally the streets were starting to fucking flood. It was raining so bad. Like, the gutters were literally rivers. I walk in, and my husband is, like, pale. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, our basement flooded again. And mind you, this is not the first time that this happened. I was like, okay. He was like, it's bad. It's way worse than the first time. I was like, so I look down my stairs, and there's literally 7 inches of standing water in my basement. So that was on a Sunday night. So that night, me and my husband and his dad, like, his dad bought us a pump, and we literally pumped out the water out of our basement. There was still a bunch of water. Everything was soaking wet. It was bad. It was so bad. So of course we called the landlord right away and everything. He came that night, but he literally didn't do anything. He didn't like pump the water out. Like, literally we bought a pump and we pumped it out ourselves. And I was, like, really praying that everything wasn't damaged. So yes, we took everything, like, apart in my basement, and we took it all upstairs. So, like, we couldn't live here because my house is not that big, and everything we owned was upstairs in my living room. Eventually, like, 3 or 4 days later, my landlord came, and he had a renovation company come and drain the rest of the water because there was still, like, a little bit of water in my kids' room that we couldn't get out, and it was, like, muddy because it was, like, rainwater. So they had them come and, like, clean up, but my vanity, the drawers were filled with water, and they expanded, so it, like, destroyed the bottom of my vanity, and I didn't want it to get moldy, so I got rid of it. So I was, like, really stressed out because I'm like, okay, so what am I going to film on? The only thing that got ruined was my vanity and my kids' toy chest because it was, like, an old wooden toy chest, so it literally drank the water. So basically, we got rid of, like, a bunch of their toys because we didn't want them to get moldy, especially, like, bacteria, like rainwater. And so it took about a week for the house to air out. So after that week, we were staying with my mom and her husband, which also sucked because we were staying in their little spare bedroom. Again, family of 5 in one room. It was not a vibe. I'm going to take the Jaclyn Under Eye Brightening Palette for under my eyes, and then the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Powder on the rest of my face. And then they told us that the house was dry and that we could come back, but that our crawl space still needed a fan because we didn't pump the water out of, like, the crawl space. But I'm like, first of all, we shouldn't have had to pump any of the water. Like, that should have been the landlord because we rent. But yeah, so literally just yesterday they came and they took all of the fans out and they put on the baseboards to our walls. And we didn't have carpet because the first time that it flooded, my landlord came and he put, like, a hardwood floor. So that was actually pretty lucky, I would say, because the rest of the places that are attached to mine, because I live in, like, a townhome kind of situation, theirs flooded and they had carpet, so their carpet has to get redid. So that sucks. So I haven't filmed in, like, 2 weeks because mid us coming back home, my son started school, and so I've been kind of getting like used to not having all three of my kids with me, and like I was like very anxious. I've had an eventful past 2 weeks, let me tell you. So the trio, I stuck my thumb in it. So this is the shade Coral Reef, and this is the shade Glow Up. This one's just a little bit lighter, so I'm going to start with this dark one first. Or actually, let's bronze first, huh? Perfect Tan. I'm nervous that this is going to be too dark for me. I feel like sometimes I talk too much, and that's why I try to just kind of keep it about the makeup. But I feel like, you know, I'm a person, I'm a mom, like I got other shit going on besides like just my tutorials that I do, you know. But yeah, I've had quite the week, so it feels so good to just sit down and film. That bronzer is super fucking pretty. What is this called? Perfect Tan? I agree. I wonder if it'd be buildable on a darker skin tone though, because the girl in the picture is like medium, like I'd say medium light skin tone. So that will work for us. But like, what about the dark skin girlies? Like, is that gonna work for them? I doubt that's gonna work for them. Okay. So now I'm going to take the blush. I'm going to start with the shade Coral Reef. Right off bat, looks pigmented. Oh, yep. Oh my god, this is nice. These are like super smooth. Just like, oh, that was weird. I don't know what that was. I actually am like flabbergasted at how much I like this little blush palette. I didn't think I was gonna be like too ecstatic over it, but I mean, you guys know me, I love blush, but these colors are pretty. I wanted to use the highlighter out of this palette, and if it's not blinding enough for my ass, then we're gonna go in with another highlighter. I don't know what though. Okay. So this one's called Golden Hour. So just based off the name, I could assume it's going to be a golden highlight, which will be just fine. Okay, definitely. I mean, it's pretty. Okay. That is super pretty. I also wanted to pop in these Hazel contacts. So I actually got a PR package from my Secret Vision boutique, and they sent over a bunch of contacts. So they sent me over 3 like everyday pairs, but they also sent me over like 6 pairs of Halloween contacts, which I'm super excited for. But I'm gonna take these ones. These are called HAZE, and let's pop these in and see. Okay, so here is the completed look, and I did go ahead and swatch the lipsticks for you guys here. So, first up we have the shade Adventure, which I think this would be a beautiful fall. I think these would all be beautiful fall colors. So we have Adventure, and then we have Persistent, and then this is the shade I went in with, of course, which is Charismatic, which is actually, I think, the one that's not new in the collection. But so I just went in with the Nabi lip pencil shade Espresso to line my lips, and then I went in with this in the center, and then I went in with the P. Louise Holo Gloss because it is a nude gloss, so I wanted to keep everything really in that like nude realm. I'm actually extremely pleasantly surprised at not only the highlighter in the face palette, but the blush and bronzer trio. Like, honestly, I'm really blown away by how much I actually like these, because when I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, well, like, the colors are pretty basic, but that's what you get when you're a basic ass bitch. You get things you like. Because, I mean, look at that highlighter, look at the blush, look at the bronzer, like, it's all giving. So yeah, congratulations, The Balm Cosmetics and Miss Roz. Is it Miss Roz? I believe it's Miss Roz. And then also, really quick speed review. Well, just like a first impression, the Catrice True Skin Foundation. Yes. I want to pair this with the Huda Beauty. I want to pair this with the Huda Beauty concealer and the Kosas powder that I just bought. I think this is going to be like the go-to combo. This is just like so beautiful, and it doesn't feel like heavy on my skin whatsoever. And honestly, like it looks very smooth. Like, of course I do still have texture and acne, but I think that it was very medium to full coverage. I think that the claims are very like hydrating foundation. I think the claims are very accurate, and I do have normal to dry skin, if you are wondering like my skin type. So yeah, I think today everything came out super, super beautifully. Let me know what you guys think. Leave any makeup suggestions that you guys have down below. Stuff, you know, stuff that you want to see me do, looks, products, anything and everything. Let me know what's going on, what's been happening. And without further ado, we're gonna go right on ahead. Roll the clip.